Welcome again to yet another session where we talk about our basic technology, precisely the topic uses of drawing instruments. How do we use our drawing instruments? And what are those drawing instruments that are out there for us to use? So we'll be covering extensive knowledge on what drawing instruments are, what are the examples of the drawing instruments and the classifications. We'll also be talking about how we use it to do our basic engineering, or rather technology drawing, or technological drawing, or technical drawing, if you want to put it that way. Let's start. Now, what are drawing instruments? Drawing instruments are materials and tools needed and used to create a virtual art. A virtual art. These include the following: a pencil, drawing board, tri-square, otherwise known as T-square, set square, etc. There are so many of them. There are ruler or eraser. We'll be seeing more of those components or those items that make up our drawing instruments. Now, uses of drawing instruments and materials. Number one, there is drawing board. Now, a drawing board is a wooden platform. Now, these days they have a customized drawing boards where we can use, they use some kind of plastic in wrapping or covering the wooden area of the drawing board in order to have a fitting or to have a grip on our drawing paper that we'll use in making our virtual design or art. A drawing board is a wooden platform on which the drawing paper is placed before the drawing starts. The two main types are full imperial size, which is our usual 812 by 585 millimeter rectangular drawing board. And the second type is the half imperial, which is a smaller part of 585 by 452 millimeter size. Now, the size varies, but the work they do all the same and all in the same vein to bring out the same products. Our T-square. The T-square is used for drawing horizontal or parallel lines in conjunction with drawing board. So if you want to have a straight horizontal or linear line or parallel lines, the T-square is your best bet. The T-square also plays more important role. It aids in getting or drawing drawing of various angles. It is on the T-square that set square, other squares are placed on to get various angular drawings. What is next? We have the drawing pencils. Obviously, you can't have a drawing without a pencil. Now, the pencil for this kind of drawing, a technical drawing, comes in different variations, but there are so many that are very important for you to use. Lettering or freehand sketching and technical or engineering drawing have different variations. Whilst in some parts when you're doing your sketching, the one the artists use, they use more of the HB and the rest. You must know when to use the various pencils, rather. Now, the best pencil, in my own understanding and from other finding, is the 2B and the 2H pencils. Now, other ones, not saying other ones are not variable, they're all variable. There are some that are good for faint lines, some good are for broken lines, some are okay for thick lines. You must know which to use and when to use those pencils in order to have the best design and to have a clean work. I've seen many people do their designs and do their drawings, and before they are done, the whole drawing paper or drawing sheet is totally messed up on the canvas. Now, you must know how to use it properly. Now, talking about canvas, in your drawing board, there's a new system whereby they use something like a thick canvas to make the drawing board, or to cover the drawing board, in order for you to have a good placement of the paper, and also to have a supporting pad or a supporting column that will hold your drawing design. So as you're drawing, you will not be having all those problems. Some of those designs now can even absorb some of the pencils, thick areas. The thickness of the pencil can be absorbed, and it can make it to become a palatable and a nice, wonderful work. Now we also have the compass. A pair of compass is used to draw circles and arcs. This to help when you're having, in your drawing, you're having a kind of a curvy feel or a curvy area. The compass is your go-to, as well as another wonderful instrument that's also used in measuring. Now we also have the divider that is used for transferring measurement of metric rule to the drawing paper. This is also what supports the compass. So you use your divider in getting the design, or rather getting the measurement from your ruler. You extend to your sheet, your drawing paper, and you place it and get your fixed points, so you can draw a proper, or have a proper drawing, a neat work. You also have your set square. It is used to draw vertical and diagonal lines. Like I said earlier on, set square works alongside with the T-square to make angular lines. Now these diagonal lines will meet with the horizontal lines or the vertical lines and make angles. It makes angular positions. It gives you the angles, the degrees, all the angles: 45 degrees, 60 degrees, and 30 degrees, 90 degrees. Just a fun fact for us to know, we have 3 types, or rather our set square usually make 3 types of angles: 30 degrees, 45 degrees, and 90 degrees, which is a straight line that meets with the horizontal lines. By no means does it make anything have to do with 60 degrees. Just a fun fact for you. Now, can you get a 60 degrees? Yes, you can with your set square. But that's you making 2 30 degrees angles. But naturally, the set square doesn't come in 60 degrees. It comes in 30 degrees, 35 degrees, and 90 degrees set squares. Those are what we have. Now we also have your drawing papers. Now these are what is used to brand or to make your designs, to make your artwork, to put in the design or the drawing that you need to get a fitting end. Now it is best held with bands with the aid of clips and adhesive tapes. So you use your adhesive tapes, your cellophane tape or your masking tape, to hold your drawing paper in place on your drawing board. We have the protractor used for measuring and marking angles. Now, a protractor comes just to help you get the angles. In case you're finding it difficult, like I said, the set square comes in only those 3 angles, but the protractor can also help you in making more angles to help get your design or your drawing in order. Now we also have your scale rules, which are used to produce or reduce the enlarged size of the objects. Now the scale is helping you. For example, you have an enlarged size, or the size is too big, you can use your scale rule in bringing it down to a smaller size. We have a metric rule. This is the one we also find in our design that have different curvy shapes. The metric rule is used for drawing various types of curves. It has different curvy shapes for you to, in case you have a fitting end, you want to put an arc or a sector you want to put into your drawing design. The metric rule is your go-to instrument. We also have the drawing paper that corresponds with different sizes as produced. Now, but the best and the most common paper size is the A0841 by 1189 millimeters drawing paper. Now, this is a very interesting size of a drawing paper. You kind of range about this size for you to have a good design. And the AO is actually, sorry, is big, is bigger rather, it's not that size bigger. Is the main one for drawing because your design meant to be big enough to handle, your drawing paper have to be big enough to handle your design, just in case if your design is as big as possible. For example, some floor plan will be drawn on it, your front view, your side view, a back view, even your bed view. Whatever way you want to put it, it must showcase on your drawing paper. So the A0 view, the A0 paper is the biggest and is one you use in drawing paper. But there are different sizes too, like the A1, the A2, the A3, and the A4. Now the A4 is the one that comprises of a paper of this size. You have a paper of this size, this is the A4 paper. Now the A3 is twice the length of A4. That is two A4 together, compounded together, makes the A3, which is your drawing, your usual art drawing sheet. It makes up your A3 paper. Your A2 even bigger, and your A1 bigger, but your A0 is the biggest, and that's the one that's suitable for this particular type of drawing. You usually see this with the architects, where it is rolled and put and kept in place. Now we also have your drawing, your eraser. Your eraser, a good eraser must erase cleanly without picking or tearing the surface of the paper. I earlier said some people, when they do their design or they do their drawing, it tends to be messy, it tends to be dirty. That's where the good eraser comes in. The good eraser will erase properly, leaving less finding of our fillet, our pencil markings, so that it will not, the fillet will not be all over the sheet. Because if the fillet is all over the sheet, any stamp on it will engrave a mark or a dirty, engraved dirt. The work will look a bit rough and a bit unclean. So you need to get a proper eraser that can erase properly. And when you are rubbing off or when you are taking off the erase particle, please do not use your hand in cleaning through. It is mandated, or it is paramount that we use the air from our mouth. You breathe in and push it in away with your air from your mouth so you don't dirty the sheet. That's the paper. Now, what are the drawing instruments? We have different kind of drawing or different types of drawing instruments. We have, as you can see on our screen, we have the, let me start from the top. We have this set square. You can see the set square there, the 60 degree, the 45 degrees and the 30 degrees set square out there. We have our geometric rule, our normal rule, the ruler we use. We also have the T-square. That the ruler is to help in making small indentations and small markings. But the T-square is to help you make long linear lines across the drawing board or drawing paper. We also have our protractor. We have our metric rule. We also have our compass, divider, eraser, drawing board, drawing paper. Our pins, like I said, you use the pin, is preferable, but these days the drawing board comes with a plastic-like fillet or a covering that looks more like our whiteboard, our white marker board that we use in our different endeavors. So it's a bit harder to put a pin on that kind of a board. In that case, you might use a tape, which is why you see a masking tape is also there. But the pin, if you're using a wooden board, better you can use the pin and hold it to have a nice outlook, a light fit, because sometimes the masking tape tends to remove some surface area from the paper or the drawing paper. So those are the different drawing instruments. Just go after it and name it as best as you can. Take this as an assignment. Get each of the components you're seeing there and give it a name. Write each of them, give it a name for yourself. For us to take other assignments we should take home today will be state the meaning of drawing instruments. State the meaning of drawing instruments and list any 5 drawing instruments that you know and describe their uses. List any 5. describe the unit. So add this to the one that you have to give name. Name all the drawing instruments you're seeing on your screen. Having said that, let's take a question from our exam guide to find out more about the drawing instrument and its uses. Drawing instrument and its uses. Now in 2015, there was a question that was set. We're going to see the question. Okay, there's a particular question I found on our exam guide. The question goes like this. They said the protractor is a drawing instrument used for dash. The protractor is a drawing instrument used for dash. They gave A, bisecting lines, B, constructing circles, D, drawing arcs, C, drawing arcs, pardon me, D, drawing inclined lines, and finally E, they say measuring angles. Now, if you remember what we've explained when we were doing, listing the various types of instruments and their uses, we talked about protractor being used to measure angles. Angles that are not defined, like found in a set square. Remember, the set square has three angles. There's 30 degrees angle, 45 degrees angle, 90 degrees angles. So the protractor is what helps you to measure the remaining angles. So your answer for that year or in that question will be E, measuring angles. So I hope we've come to the end of today's session. I hope you have understood all about the uses of our drawing board and what those materials or the various components are used for in order for you to do or to have a proper design. Subsequently, you'll be learning how to use the drawing board, all you need to know about the drawing board, and how to make a proper design, your title block, your border lines, and the rest. But till next time, take care and do have a smart week.